JBN, we keep you informed. St. Catherine man slain in dispute reportedly over money. A farmer died after being stabbed and chopped on Wednesday evening, April 15, in the Springvale area of Bogwalk, St. Catherine, during a dispute reportedly over money he loaned to a male cousin. The deceased has been identified as Kenneth Hyde. The Corporate Communications Unit of the police force said it was still gathering information about the incident, which it confirmed. Relatives of the deceased said Hyde was stabbed and chopped multiple times. They added that he loaned money to a male cousin who refused to make the repayment. The cousin, along with his female companion, are the prime suspects in the case. They are also from Springvale. Reports are that the suspects fled the community after the murder. 22-year-old woman charged with murder. 22-year-old Monique Rowe of Linders Road, Kingston 5, has been charged with murder following an incident that took place in her community on Monday, April 13. Dead is 21-year-old Joanna Miller. According to the police, about 11:30 a.m., Miller and Rowe had a dispute during which Rowe allegedly used a knife to stab Miller. Miller was taken to the hospital by residents where she died while undergoing treatment. The police said Rowe was taken into custody at the scene and was charged on April 15. Her court date is being finalized. Police arrest 8 people linked to St. Andrew gang. 8 people suspected to be linked to a gang which operates in sections of the St. Andrew South Police Division were arrested by the police today. The police said the individuals, 7 men and a woman, were taken into custody following ongoing investigations into gang-related activities in the division and the surrounding areas. 6 of the suspects were apprehended by lawmen on Kirk Avenue in the parish, while the others were taken into custody in the Washington Gardens area of St. Andrew, the police reported. Investigations are ongoing. Health Ministry employee tests positive for coronavirus. An employee of the Ministry of Health and Wellness has tested positive for COVID-19. The ministry made the announcement in a news release late Thursday. It said the workers assigned to its head offices in New Kingston, but did not provide details on the suspected mode of transmission. Contact tracing at the head office has begun, and some members of staff, including Permanent Secretary Dunstan Bryan, have been home quarantined, the ministry said. In keeping with its own established protocol for infection prevention and control, the ministry said it has decided to suspend operations at the head office buildings on Friday, April 17. This suspension of operation will allow for a sanitization exercise in all the buildings. Counseling for staff members has begun and will continue as necessary, stated the ministry. The Kingston and St. Andrew Health Department will continue to interview, sample, and test other staff members who would have had close contact with the employee in the last 14 days, the release added. The ministry said its National Health Emergency Operations Center, which has been managing the national response to COVID-19, will continue to operate, and functionaries will work remotely and/or work from the center as required. The head offices of the ministry are scheduled to reopen for normal operation on Monday, April 20, 2020. 5 St. Catherine residents who fled COVID-19 lockdown found in Hanover. Authorities in Hanover found 5 persons in the parish who have reportedly fled the parish of St. Catherine, which has been under lockdown since Wednesday after becoming the epicenter of positive coronavirus cases in the country. The 5 were reportedly found across the parish to include the communities of Lucy, Sandy Bay, and Rock Spring. Medical Officer of Health for Hanover, Dr. Cashel Singh, said that the 5 have been placed under home quarantine. Dr. Singh is asking people in the parish to practice proper hygiene, social distancing, and to avoid traveling. On Thursday, the Hanover Health Department sought the assistance of the police in carrying out a search across the parish to identify and investigate reports of individuals migrating from Portmore St. Catherine into the parish. Dr. Singh said the search continues as more calls are coming in from residents in communities who are giving information. He said the team was sent out this morning. The medical officer is asking anyone with information to call the Hanover Health Department at 876-956-9873. The parish of Hanover is one of 2 parishes that have no confirmed cases. The other parish is St. Thomas. Jamaica has so far recorded 143 cases of the virus. Tufton says a mass exodus from Portmore poses COVID-19 risk to others. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton has indicated that he is still not certain that there was a mass exodus of people from Portmore, St. Catherine, when the announcement was made regarding a lockdown of the parish. Answering a question posted at a virtual press conference yesterday morning, Dr. Tufton, however, said it was important for the people in Portmore to realize that moving out of the community poses a risk to others. I have heard stories of some individuals of Portmore moving out after the lockdown measure was announced on Tuesday. Just about 2 hours before the regular 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew started, I saw some pictures and videos on social media of people moving out, and I'm assuming that they're accurate, showing some residents opting to leave Portmore to other jurisdiction to avoid the lockdown. To the extent that some people may have left, it would mean that they pose a risk wherever they go, and we would certainly want to appeal to those residents and to those hosting them to recognize that that risk is their own and also the risk of others, the health minister said. He then urged that people remain calm and call the numbers available, particularly if they are associated with a particular business process outsourcing BPO firm in Portmore, which is now under investigation and where contact tracing is focused at this time. Zozos extended in Denham Town and Mount Salem. The zones of special operations, or Zozos, in Denham Town, Kingston, and Mount Salem, St. James, will be extended by a further 60 days to June 20 and July 9, respectively. The House of Representatives on Wednesday, April 15, approved 2 resolutions for the extensions, which were moved by National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang. In his brief remarks, Dr. Chang said the zones have been operating very effectively, adding that there have been no major crimes in Mount Salem since the operations started. The Zozos were declared in Mount Salem and Denham Town in September and October 2017, respectively. Ailes wants Hanover call center closed. People's National Party Member of Parliament for Western Hanover, Ian Hales, is calling for the government to close business processing outsourcing BP operations in the parish in a bid to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. Collective Solutions, located in Sandy Bay, is the sole BPO call center currently operating in Hanover. Prime Minister, I am making an appeal to you as the Member of Parliament from the constituency of Western Hanover. There is still one call center open in Hanover, and I'm appealing to you to close it, Hales said. His appeal came against the background of the government's decision to close call centers in St. Catherine, arising from a spike in cases. This came after dozens of employees at the Alorica call center in Portmore, St. Catherine, recently tested positive for the virus. We have 0 cases in Hanover. We want to work with the government to ensure that we keep it at 0. Let us not make what happened in St. Catherine happens in Hanover. Enough is enough. Let's shut it down now. Public safety first, Hales stressed. The opposition lawmaker is also calling for a tightening of the parish's borders against those who are fleeing affected parishes. While you're at it, just like how we're under a state of emergency, you can close the border also. Let's not risk the lives of the citizens of Hanover with COVID-19. Let's not risk any more lives, Hales said. Full pay for Alorica staff with COVID-19. Alorica employees who have tested positive for COVID-19 will receive full pay while on sick leave, the company announced in a press release today. On Wednesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness had indicated that he would be seeking legal advice on whether Alorica workers who have been quarantined because of COVID-19 would be paid for the period under lockdown. In the release, Alorica said it was providing a range of economic and social support initiatives for staff, but did not provide additional details. The business process outsourcing BPO company's Portmore facility accounts for one of the largest clusters of COVID-19 cases in the country. It also has a location in Kingston. Since the closure of our Portmore campus, we have sought to further protect team members through the voluntary closure of our Kingston-based facility. Additional precautionary measures have included the establishment of a work-at-home model, to get our valued team members back to work safely as quickly as possible. To this end, we currently have hundreds of employees engaged in our work at home platform, the company noted. So far, a total of 52 workers at the call center have tested positive for COVID-19. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.